San Antonio Valley for his health. Another account says for the health of his children in 1883. Health of one of his sons. Thank you. And he started 7 churches in Salinas, Monterey, King City, Jolon, San Miguel, Raymond, and Fresno Flats.
San Ardo.
San Ardo.
Well, he didn't find a church there.
He didn't.
He had the first services.
Had the
recorded
first
in our
services.
history
Okay, all right. Many accounts, like 4 Gospels, right? And clearly, he spent a lot of time crossing rivers. But I would invite you to reflect on the fact that he, coming from Ireland, was crossing a very large body of water. And it was also a movement not unlike Abraham, from the home country to a different context. And he kept doing that. He kept moving across boundaries into new contexts to figure out what God was calling him to do there. And it strikes me that Christians are always called to go swimming, even if it starts with a few drops of water. What dangerous waters have you crossed? When and where have you gone down in the quicksand? And maybe it's making a wrong turn in life, or losing your cool, or lashing out at a friend. We all end up in the quicksand somewhere or at some time. In McGowan's account, the horse stays calm, and McGowan figures out what to do. And it's a kind of a ballet of cooperation between McGowan and the horse and the river. And everybody together solves the problem. Maybe the best response to when we find ourselves in the quicksand is to recognize it, PDQ, and throw yourselves on the ever-loving arms. If we've screwed up, we know that we're already forgiven, even before we ask. But until we remember that, we have to ask anyway. It helps us remember. Takes all of them to get out of that fix. I'm also struck by the way in which McGowan deals with the unexpected. He adapts, he uses the resources at hand, he gives thanks for whatever he is given. Think about how Jesus works. He heals the blind man with mud and spit, uses what's there, feeds the 5,000 with what's there, and gives thanks for it. The account of the carriage and taking the wheels off. It had become a burden rather than a useful tool. How often do we keep hanging on to what's no longer useful and to what's dragging us under? Sometimes it's buildings. Sometimes it's stifling expectations or a burden of history that says we've always done it this way. We can't possibly change. What's dragging you under? Can you let go of it? And kind of the reverse of that, when he's going through the river, when the horse gets in the quicksand, he talks about his suspenders helping him hang on to what he needs. They've been put to a very new use. What gifts have you got? And how will you put them to new use? That's an ongoing question for us when we think about mission. At the end of that account, he says, no, we can't always go to heaven on a bed of ease and roses. We can't ever go to heaven on a bed of ease and roses. Awareness of the kingdom of heaven takes some dying and rising again, over and over and over again. What would it look like for you to take a pilgrimage like this into your neighborhood? To go in company with a few other people to learn about the history, to explore, to discover who and what lives there, and what the challenges are, and what the joys are, and what the resources are. I would challenge you to do that. I think pilgrimage is an incredible gift. It builds community among those who go, and often with those they meet. I think everybody here has probably met someone new today, built some kind of relationship. If you do it in the place where you live most of the time, you will find new friends, new possibilities, new places to build relationship, new opportunities for healing, new opportunities for transformation of yourself as well as the neighborhood. And I'm going to leave you with one last insight. Galilee. When Jesus rises, he tells Mary Magdalene to tell his friends to go meet him in Galilee, right? Galilee means the neighborhood. Quite literally, the neighborhood. So go find Jesus in the neighborhood.